Did you know a war that began in 1980 was expected to last only a few weeks, but instead dragged on for 8 long years? Millions of soldiers and civilians were killed. Entire cities were reduced to ruins. Chemical weapons were used. The world barely remembers why it all began. In this video, we uncover the real story of the Iran-Iraq War, but fear, power, survival, and the choices that trapped two nations. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Mastered AI, where history's most complex and forgotten stories come alive. The Iran-Iraq War was not the result of one man's madness or one country's evil. It was the outcome of years of tension, regional insecurity, ideological fear, and international silence. Before 1979, Iran and Iraq were rivals, but not enemies locked in total war. Their disputes, especially over the Shatt al-Arab waterway, had existed for decades and were temporarily settled by the 1975 Algiers Agreement. That agreement favored Iran, and Iraq accepted it under pressure, not satisfaction. The issue remained unresolved beneath the surface. Everything changed with the Iranian Revolution in 1979. The Shah, once a powerful ally of the West, was overthrown. Iran's state institutions weakened, its military leadership was purged, and its foreign policy became openly revolutionary. Iran's new leadership did not hide its goal of spreading its ideology beyond its borders. This alarmed not only Iraq, but many Arab governments in the region. Iraq's leadership faced real internal risks. Iraq was a secular state with a Shia-majority population, ruled by a Sunni-dominated government. Iraqi leaders feared that Iran's revolution could inspire unrest inside Iraq and threaten the survival of the state itself. From Baghdad's perspective, the threat was ideological as much as military. At the same time, Iran accused Iraq of supporting separatist movements and border violations. Both sides viewed the other as aggressive and untrustworthy. Diplomacy failed. Mistrust deepened. In September 1980, Iraq launched an attack into Iran. Iraqi leadership believed the war would be limited and short. They expected Iran's post-revolution chaos to prevent serious resistance. This calculation was not irrational. It was based on visible instability in Iran, but it was a major misjudgment. Iran did not collapse. Instead, the invasion unified the country. Many Iranians who opposed the new government still saw the invasion as a threat to national sovereignty. Iran mobilized its population using religious, nationalist, and revolutionary rhetoric. The war transformed into a struggle for survival in the Iranian narrative. As the conflict expanded, both sides adopted strategies that caused enormous human suffering. Iraq relied on conventional military strength, air power, and later chemical weapons. Iran relied heavily on manpower, ideological motivation, and prolonged offensives. Each side believed it was fighting defensively, even while conducting offensive operations. The war soon became static and brutal. Trench warfare, artillery duels, missile attacks on cities, and attacks on oil infrastructure became routine. Civilians on both sides suffered heavily. Neither government was willing to compromise because compromise was seen as weakness. The international community did not act as a neutral peacemaker. Global powers prioritized oil flow, regional balance, and Cold War interests. Iraq received financial, military, and intelligence support from multiple countries. Iran faced isolation, sanctions, and embargoes. This imbalance did not end the war, it prolonged it. As years passed, original goals were forgotten. What remained was pride, fear of humiliation, and the belief that too much blood had been spilled to stop. Leadership on both sides feared internal consequences more than battlefield losses. By 1988, both nations were exhausted. Their economies were shattered, infrastructure destroyed, and populations traumatized. Iran accepted a ceasefire not because it was defeated, but because continuation meant national collapse. Iraq accepted it not because it achieved victory, but because it could not sustain the cost. When the guns fell silent, borders were nearly unchanged. No territory gained justified the destruction. Nearly 1 million people were dead or wounded. Millions were displaced. A generation grew up knowing only war. The Iran-Iraq War proved that wars fueled by fear, ideology, and regional rivalry rarely produce winners. It also proved that when the world chooses silence over responsibility, conflicts last longer and cost more lives. History should not ask who was evil, but why rational actors made irrational choices, and how those choices trapped two nations in 8 years of devastation. That is the real story of the Iran-Iraq War.
Thank you for watching this video. If you found it useful or interesting, please give it a like. And if you want more honest history stories like this, you can subscribe to the channel. Thank you.